Hi everybody, my name is John McKee. I'm here today to talk to you a little bit about networks and network infrastructure. In the next few minutes, we'll take a look at some early networks, how things changed over time, and we'll also take a look at some modern networks. In the beginning, and even until fairly recently, many networks were wired with copper wire. In fact, the whole telephone system is based off copper wiring, and ARPANET, which used leased lines, also used copper wire. In fact, much of the backbone today runs on Category 5 cable, seen here, and this is just a bunch of copper wires put into 8 different pin positions, and those pins are designed to carry different information. One of the first networks ever created was ARPANET. As you can see on this map here, ARPANET had very modest beginnings, but it eventually evolved into what we now know as the Internet. These points on the map are college campuses that housed computers that were part of ARPANET. In order to connect the computers, ARPANET decided to purchase leased lines, which at the time was the safest and securest form of communication between two machines. Let's take a look, for example, at a home network. Starting from the outside and moving in, we see we have a large cloud which represents the Internet. The modem, as pictured here, sends and receives messages and forwards the received messages to the router. The router here is essentially the hub of our network. From this hub, you see that we can connect a variety of different things. For instance, the main home computer, the printer, a fax machine, a laptop, a Palm, another laptop, even an iPod. All of these things on the bottom here are connected wirelessly to the router. Here we have a network that's very similar to a business or school network. As you can see, the crux, the hub of this network, is our router in the middle, the internal router. The individual user machines are simply connected to the router, which is in turn connected to the multiple servers needed to perform all the tasks needed by the users. For instance, there's a file server, a web server, a SQL server, and so forth. All of these servers are in charge of performing their own special function and can do it more efficiently than the user's computers. So as you can see, this business or educational network really increases the efficiency of the users by centrally locating and processing a lot of the information. But what if the users of the business or the school need to connect when they're not at the location? Well, that's why we have virtual private networks. A virtual private network is a way for the user to connect securely through the Internet to their headquarters. This tube here in the middle represents the Internet, or rather a tunnel through the Internet created by the virtual private network. The evolution of the virtual private network has greatly increased business efficiency by allowing people to telecommute, that is to say work from home, or to check their email and other things like that when they're away from the office. So what's in the future of networking? It certainly looks as if we will move to a more optical system in the near future, that is to say fiber optics, which, as you know, can transmit information at much greater speeds than copper. There are even companies that have laid an infrastructure of what they call dark fiber, just waiting for buyers. This dark fiber is simply fiber optic cable laid underground with nothing that it's connecting right now. Google in particular has bought up massive quantities of this dark fiber, and it looks as if they will continue to expand their network backbone. It should be interesting to see what the future holds for them. Whether we look at Google or a home network or a business network, wherever we look, we see changes. Something being done more efficiently here, or figuring out a way to transmit data faster there. In all kinds of networks, there's this sense of development and a new frontier ahead of us. It certainly will be interesting to see